Andy Ruiz Jr. and Luis Ortiz. Ruiz knocks down Luis Ortiz 3 times on the way to victory by unanimous decision on a Sunday night. The Southern California native knocked down the 43-year-old Ortiz twice in the second round and again in the 7th, but his Cuban opponent punched more accurately during long stretches of relative inactivity for both fighters. First, it's Liam Smith and Hassan Joaquinho. Smith beats Hassan Joaquinho to remain on course for another world title challenge. Under pressure in the 4th round, Joaquinho sank to a knee in his own corner. That prompted a count from the referee, and as Smith closed in, Joaquinho went down again, and the Liverpudlian opened up with punches, belting him into the rope. The referee took it as a sign of surrender from the visitor, waving the bout off at 1:46 of the 4th round. Next up, it's Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin 3.
Canelo said he was looking for a knockout. Very rarely applying select pressure.
Beneath the glaring lights and percussive impact of Alvarez's power punching, Golovkin cut a subdued figure from the outset of a one-sided contest.
First 2 fights, equal 14 shots. Yeah. Sometime timer. He's not much of a...
In contrast, Alvarez set about his work with fire and force. He was aggressive, if occasionally wild, and when he pushed back Golovkin repeatedly. Golovkin landed some stinging blows, even backing Alvarez up against the ropes. But in those tightly contested exchanges, Alvarez still fired volleys of punches in return. Next, it's Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez and Israel Gonzalez. Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez outpoints resilient Israel Gonzalez in the second WBC title defense. In the opening rounds, Rodriguez burrows in on Gonzalez, who tries holding him off with his height and longer reach. Rodriguez did well working out of the crouched position. He took a more tactical approach in the 8th. Oh yeah, in the 11th, Rodriguez hits Gonzalez with a blatant low blow with a right far below the belt this time. Next up, it's Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker. Joe Joyce stopped Joseph Parker in the 11th round to claim the vacant WBO interim heavyweight title at Manchester's AO Arena. Former WBO world champion Parker was pushed to the ropes during the 3rd round as Joyce landed a series of telling blows. Parker was eventually dropped from a left hook in the 11th round. Although he was back on his feet, the New Zealander could not beat the count. Floyd Mayweather versus Marco Huck. This was an exhibition. As he faced off against an MMA veteran, Marco Huck, at the Hall of Famer's latest exhibition at the legendary Saitama Super Arena in Japan. In a surprising turn of events, Huck actually cracked Mayweather with several hard punches in the opening round before the legend knocked Huck out with a two-punch combo in the second.
Job by Sakura. With this one.
Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius. Wilder needed less than a round to win his first fight since 2019, and he obliterates Robert Helenius with a single right hand in the final seconds of the opening round and a few Saturdays ago at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Next, it's Caleb Plant and Anthony Dirrell. Two-time former world champion Dirrell made the fight rough early on. He wrestled Plant to the canvas in the third and was aggressive in close. Plant wrestled down Dirrell in the 8th round. The speed from Plant, 6'1" and 167, was a major factor as he outlanded Dirrell and made good use of his left jab.
Conferences at the weigh-in.
Nice combination. Look at it.
A little bit, gives himself some room. Right hand jab. Ooh, and here comes Dirrell.
Yeah,
Gets it back up.
Plant tried to roll with that, but now that is flat out illegal. Right hand from Dirrell. And jabs landed. 42-12.
Adam Azam over Ryland Charlton. Adam Azam made light work of the toughest test of his career to date with a thrilling second-round knockout victory over Ryland Charlton. Azam knocked out Charlton in the second round to maintain his unbeaten record with a brilliant display of speed and power. It took less than 30 seconds to send the warning shot as a clean right hook, and that sent Charlton to the canvas. Less than 10 seconds, Azam lands another knockdown with a vicious left hand, with the bell ensuring the fight continued. John Ramirez knocks Jan Salvatierra out of the ring. Ramirez scored a devastating one-punch knockout win in the opening round, sending the crowd into a frenzy. With less than a minute left in the round, as both fighters separated from a clinch, Ramirez lands a big right hand.
From John Ramirez! It was a right hook. He was out before he even hit the canvas. It's over!
Follows up with another right to the head and drops Salvatierra. Oh, it's over! The impact of the punch carries Salvatierra under the ropes and off the canvas.
Look, man, I really wanted to know what to expect from this. Ow!
Even he's impressed. Thank God our photographer was there to cushion the fall, or that could have been a serious. You know what? credit to Salvatierra, who actually got back into the ring and tried to beat
this fight, because when it comes to fighters like this, Salvatierra wasn't going to go anywhere. You got to save him from himself.
Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius. Wilder needed less than a round to win his first fight since 2019, obliterating Robert Helenius with a single right in the final second of the opening round on a Saturday at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
There it is. Good
Deontay Wilder is back. One punch can negate that.
One hitter quitter is back with giant arms, and let's take a look. Robert's lying motionless on the canvas while the Bronze Bomber is in full force with a scowl on his face. It's time for the medical staff. Billum Smith versus Jojai. Chris Billum Smith got the spectacular win he was after as he flattened Arman Zojai in the 5th round in stunning fashion with a sensational 7-punch barrage. Zojai tried to move closer. Billum Smith backed off, lands a huge right, and seems to knock Zojai out on his feet. And his legs collapsed under him, and he crashed down backwards. The referee waves it off instantly at 1:52 of the round. Sad but true, Zojai lost.
Let's have a look at how it all ended. Starting with the uppercut. Yeah, great uppercut there.
Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker. Finally, Joe Joyce passed his toughest test to date, Joseph Parker. With the perfect chin, the Juggernaut walked through every power shot like he was swatting a fly and would continue to go forward. Everything was set up by the power jab. Joyce went right at Parker, turned his hips ever so slightly, and unleashed a violent left hook to send Parker back and stumbling to the corner and the canvas. Parker made it up, but the referee had seen enough. Daniel Dubois and Kevin Lerena.
Dubois has good power if you stay in line for the power, just like Dubois not.
Daniel Dubois rallied from the brink of disaster to stop Kevin Lerena and salvage his heavyweight career. Triple D was knocked down by a left hook that seemed to take a knee twice.
Wants to be here anymore.
He was considered the top prospect in the division.
Down but not out, somehow he turned the fight around as Lerena did not go for broke in the second, allowing Dubois to find his feet, drop, and then stop the South African in the third. Dubois lands a series of devastating jabs to Lerena's head, prompting the referee to wave it off. Now it's down and out.
See if he can do it. Dubois coming in to try to finish it. He was down 3 times in round 1. Fourth shot. Oh, he's eating punishment. Oh, God, what a big shot that was!
Zhilei Zhang versus Scott Alexander. The 6'6" Zhang scores a thunderous finish with only his fourth landed punch at T-Mobile Arena. Though with a sluggish style, the Big Bang made quick work of Alexander, finishing the American with a textbook straight left hand that he cocked expertly to counter the American and send him crashing to the canvas. Daniel Dubois and Trevor Bryan. Dubois claimed one of his multiple secondary titles for that WBA, currently in the heavyweight division, by scoring a KO4 victory against Trevor Bryan. The disaster happened toward the end of the fourth round as Dynamite lands a left hook right combo and he sends Bryan crumbling to the canvas. And it's over! With this win, Dubois now the WBA mandatory challenger for titleist Oleksandr Usyk. Next, it's Janibek Alimkhanuly versus Danny Dignum. Janibek Alimkhanuly dominated and outclassed Danny Dignum over 2 rounds, scoring a second-round knockout in Las Vegas. The 2016 Olympian from Kazakhstan drops Dignum once in the first and then puts him to sleep with a monster left uppercut in the second, and that's all. With the win, Alimkhanuly holds the WBO interim middleweight title.
And also watch the left hand uppercut.
Liam Paro and Brock Jarvis. The battle between Paro and Jarvis was over almost as soon as it started, as a few high-tempo opening exchanges quickly made way for Paro's brutal left hand to conclude the card with a champagne finish. Yep, it's over, exactly over. Jarvis looked done as soon as he landed on the canvas. The referee wisely abandoned the count and waved it off. Kelly Pavlik and Jermaine Taylor won. Kelly Pavlik knocked out Jermaine Taylor in the 7th round to win the world middleweight title in Atlantic City.
That's why he can come back, why he's getting hit. And like I said, Jermaine means real business because he's still hanging on.
Went through, or survived what he went through, and Pavlik has his legs back under him for the moment. And start, and here comes Pavlik with straight right hands again. Pavlik has tactically controlled this round.
Far behind on points after absorbing a brutal beating in the second round, Pavlik concerned Taylor and stuns him with a hard right to the jaw, then sends him down with a flurry of lefts and rights. Pavlik remained undefeated while Taylor lost for the first time. Ray Mercer versus Tommy Morrison.
Take Morrison out of it. Get the referee set.
6, and he doesn't want to go to the later round. Morrison punched himself out early. 7, the oldest member. He has more to lose in this head.
Mercer would end the fight only 28 seconds into the 5th round. With Morrison backed into the corner, Mercer was able to land a 15-punch combination. Clearly hurt from the exchange, Morrison slumps against the ropes, but the referee allowed Mercer to land several more punishing blows to a now defenseless Morrison before finally ending the fight.
Problem he had in the Damiani fight. The lower lip on it.
3rd round, Morrison teeing off on Mercer.
The power.
Mercer has the DO title, but these two fighters.
Spots it around Tommy Morrison and land.
Lennox Lewis versus Franz Botha.
From the outside, but he'll have to watch the fast
of Lennox Lewis. Falling them pretty low, but looking.
Lewis defeats Botha in a 2nd round TKO to retain his heavyweight title. With about 40 seconds left in the round, Lewis was able to land a powerful 4-punch combination that knocked Botha halfway out of the ring. Botha crawls back in and is able to get back to his feet, but is clearly hurt from the exchange, which prompted referee Larry O'Connell to stop the fight, giving Lewis his 2nd consecutive 2nd round knockout victory. Next, it's Bermain Stavern and Chris Arreola.
Arreola comes in first. To the inside they go, and Arreola tried to get the best of it, turning over that left. Arreola finding a little bit.
Uppercut. Leaving himself open to an uppercut.
And he just caught a right uppercut and then a left hook. BC heavyweight title as they open up, and he catches him.
That's the fight that Stavern is fighting right now, but it takes too long to get there. Get there first.
Exchange here in the opening minute of round 2 as Arreola found success. Much more measured approach here. There's a lead right hand by Arreola as he backs Stavern up, catches him on the left, sends in the uppercut as he snaps off that jab and tries to send a right.
Stavern languished on the ropes for long stretches and didn't throw many punches against Chris Arreola, but he made them count, especially a huge right hand in the 6th round.
Jim, it might be quick. Good comeback round. Outworking him by Arreola. And now that other things are going to land behind it.
Arreola sweeping
Work by Stavern. That body work the first time.
Look at Arreola to the corner as Arreola looks to apply pressure in the 3. And Chris Arreola is taking control.
That left hook. Stavern has the quickness to turn that.
That big right hand, which knocked Arreola down, ultimately won him a vacant heavyweight world title in front of a crowd of 3,992 in the first boxing event ever held at the Galen Center on the campus of the University of Southern California.
10. He has to bring it up before he throws it.
Now here's Arreola where he has accomplished his best work so far.
Hey, you okay?
Headshot after headshot. Arreola doesn't look good at all. Headshot after headshot. And that is
Gennady Golovkin and Daniel Giel.
So what serves Golovkin? There's something to be said for both.
In punching range, the other guy here, Giel, has to
Trying to slip away to the right. Golovkin traps him.
Golovkin retained his middleweight world title for the 11th time as he blows away former middleweight title holder Giel in the 3rd round for an explosive ending.
round of the year so far. A cameraman allowed his strap just to kind of hang out on the ring apron.
Yep.
Catching Troy type of fighter, but he's patient.
And then the clock was allowed to run to 4 minutes rather than the normal 3. Down goes.
Grab Golovkin and then spin him.
Golovkin dropped Giel in the 2nd round and then dusted him in the 3rd with a right hand. Giel made it to his feet, but he was all over the place on unsteady legs, and referee Michael Ortega stops the fight at 2 minutes, 43 seconds.
But he made a motion with his hand and Golovkin with him on the ropes.
Right hand by Golovkin drives Giel into the rope. And Golovkin is going to work. Body shot, hard right hand up. Cornered again.
Oleksandr Usyk and Marco Huck. Oleksandr Usyk stops Marco Huck in round 10 in Berlin. Huck's best shot of the night is a looping right hand that connected in round 4, but all Usyk could do was laugh. Most of Huck's shots were pushed, not snapped, and it appeared Usyk could end the fight at any time. He then answered with a counter, chopping right and following up with about as many punches in a combination that sends the German reeling. Next, it's Vladimir Klitschko and Francesco Pianetta. Vladimir Klitschko stops the unbeaten Francesco Pianetta in 6 rounds in a heavyweight title fight in Mannheim. The Italian, who went into the match undefeated, landed with an early right hook before the unified champion asserted his authority and dictated the tempo. Klitschko kept his opponent at arm's length throughout the fight. He finished the job in the 6th round with a deft 3-punch combo that sent Pianetta reeling, convincing the official to call time on the fight. Julio Cesar Chavez and Meldrick Taylor II.
Well, he's doing nothing right now.
Left hand yesterday. He doesn't want to fight inside. Meldrick Taylor on the sure.
There's not many people realize he had his body hurt.
Close to Randall. Julio Cesar Chavez, but transform my body inside out. Will flurry to the Taylor attack.
But the surprising part was that Chavez never came on strong.
Meldrick Taylor was knocked out by Chavez in the 8th in the last big match of his career. Chavez throws a left hook that lands flush on Taylor's face and sends him sprawling across the ring onto the canvas. Taylor was up at 4, took the 8 count, and nodded to the referee he was okay. But when he came back out, Chavez was still landing hard punches, and Taylor wasn't able to land anything else. The referee stepped in to quickly stop the fight. Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin the Hitman Hagler.
Fight that we all did.
Is that Leonard is the... And Hagler a good left hand to the head.
Leonard would eventually earn a split decision victory in a thrilling battle with Marvin Hitman Hagler. Hagler would spend most of the fight as the aggressor, while Leonard would pepper Hagler with combinations before retreating away.
Now Hagler, being the aggressor, has Leonard on the ropes. Leonard trying to fight his way off the ropes. Hagler hammers him back on bat here. Ray is... Combination by Hagler again. Hagler's punches, even though they haven't.
During the last 30 seconds of each round, Leonard would attack Hagler with a flurry of punches in an effort to steal the round on the scorecard. Overall, Leonard landed 306 of 629 punches compared to Hagler's 291 of 792.
From Hagler is astonishing, really. Leonard just took a deep breath and dropped his arms. Now, whether that was a... But again, Leonard on the ropes tries to...
Harrison and Michael Sprott won. Harrison used his size to push Sprott around, but Sprott began to land hard punches and opened Harrison up for the knockout blow. Sprott continued to respond and land good shots in the following 2 rounds before a stunning jab saw him win with a technical knockout. Harrison was popped with a left hook in the 3rd round that turned out the lights. It took several minutes before Harrison was able to get to his feet. Zinchenko versus Malignaggi. Paulie puts on a masterclass against Zinchenko for 9 rounds, the jab being Zinchenko's strongest weapon in the fight. He slipped and ducked a lot of Zinchenko's punches, making the fighter of Freddie Roach miss at will a lot during the fight. Finally, he was putting punches in combination when attacking at angles, flustering the champ, and the referee Smogger stopped the fight as the left side of Zinchenko's face looked like tenderized meat. Juan Manuel Lopez and Orlando Salido won. Undefeated boxer Juan Manuel Lopez takes on Orlando Salido for the WBO featherweight title, but undefeated was over. It's round 5, both fighters exchanging on the inside, with Salido getting the better with a right hand. His right hand drops Lopez at the end of the round. A few seconds to go, and Lopez is down on the canvas. But we got a new champion in round 8. The right hand lands for Salido, and Lopez is rocked but is not out, but the referee calls off the bout as Salido unloads on Lopez. Nobuhiro Ishido versus James Kirkland. In a shocking upset, Nobuhiro Ishido destroyed previously undefeated James Kirkland in the very first round of the bout. Early on, Ishida drops Kirkland with a hard hook as he's coming inside. Ishida continued the assault with a combination that nearly sent Kirkland through the second corner ropes. Roy Jones Jr. and Antonio Tarver II. Just over midway through the round, Jones attempts to hit Tarver with a right hand. Tarver counters with a quick left hook that dropped Jones to the canvas. Jones struggled to get back up but eventually made it to his feet. However, the referee deemed Jones too hurt to continue, and he quickly ends the fight with Tarver rewarded a knockout victory. Jones' loss ended a decade-near reign at the top of boxing's pound-for-pound list. Lucas Matisse versus Victor Postol. Postol upsets Matisse to win the vacant WBC Super Lightweight Championship with a 10th round knockout. Matisse finally finds his distance and hit Postol with several straight rights and hooks. However, the Ukrainian boxer found a way out, and he counterattacks his opponent. At the end, it seemed as Matisse would be able to get up, but he couldn't. The referee reached the count of 10, signaling the end of a dramatic fight. Vladimir Klitschko and Corey Sanders. Klitschko lands a decent left hook, but Sanders, he explodes into action. Consecutive jabs, flush to the jaw of the champ, shock to the stunned crowd. Klitschko somehow back to his feet, but the follow-up attack from the South African puts him back on the canvas, face first. The referee's seen enough, and he waves it off at the 27-second mark of the second round. Corey Sanders is the new WBO heavyweight champ of the world. Tommy Morrison and Michael Bent. Morrison would hit Bent with a multiple punch combination, but soon was tired, and it allowed Bent to counter with a combo of his own that put Morrison on the canvas. Bent quickly attacks with another powerful combo, putting Morrison into the ropes, back onto the canvas. With Morrison clearly shaken from the knockdowns, 3 knockdown rule goes into effect, and after backing Morrison to the ropes, Bent lands a 6-punch combo that again puts Morrison down. Lennox Lewis and Oliver McCall won. Lewis attempted to lead with a jab but was unable to connect much. Meanwhile, McCall seemingly was ready to land the power punches. He quickly countered with a right that dropped Lewis to the canvas. Lewis is up at 6 but on wobbly knees. The referee continued to 9 and then waved off the fight when Lewis fell into him. McCall declared new WBC heavyweight champion by way of technical knockout. Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua won. The more highly rated Anthony Joshua had the absolute advantage when the British boxer held 4 heavyweight belts plus the advantage in height and reach. But then, Andy Ruiz rises up to continuously launch accurate blows that pop Joshua. And in the 7th round, Anthony Joshua was hit and fell again, and we crowned a new world champion. Dylan White versus Alexander Povetkin. March 2021.
Early blow there for White.
The body snatcher overwhelmed his opponent in the opening rounds with devastating jabs.
Thai boxing, MMA,
In the fourth round, White connected on a right hand, which caused the Russian to be dazed.
Oh, that's incredible. He's in big trouble early.
And then White landed a short right hand, putting the opponent away with a detonating left hand, sending Povetkin through the ropes and onto the floor. Deontay Wilder versus Bermane Stiverne, November 2017. Wilder started the fight using his jab to keep his foe at a distance. Then a right hand put Stiverne down for the first knockdown, and as soon as the fight resumed, the Bronze Bomber lands another right hand, putting the Haitian down a second time. Final knockdown saw Bermane against the ropes, where Wilder connected with another right, followed by a left hook to the head. Dillian Whyte and Derek Chisora, December 2018. Chisora was the aggressor from the start, but Whyte connects with straight right hands and clearly has the effect on Del Boy. As the rounds go by, he throws more shots and is on the front foot, but Whyte does the better work overall, and the fight seems to be taking more of a toll on Chisora. Round 11, Whyte makes it decisive and emphatic, stopping Del Boy by a knockout with a powerful left hook. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, October 2021. Wilder dropped in round 3 but rebounded to surge ahead the following rounds with an aggressive style built off focus on the body.
How it scored in that Fury landed a beautiful right hand at the end. Body or his legs like he was in the first 2 fights.
It's round 10 and Fury drops the American for the second time when he caught him off balance with a short right hand. Then it's round 11 and Fury lands a big right hand and shook Wilder into the ropes. A 2-punch combo follows, finishing with a short, brutal right hand that knocks him out. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, December 2019. The rematch between Joshua and Ruiz took place in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. And on the night, Joshua boxed a disciplined fight, keeping Ruiz at a distance with his jab and using lateral movement to defend. AJ started well, landing a sharp right hand in the first round that cut Cruz on the left side of his eye. And the Mexican had some success when he tagged Joshua's head and body, but Joshua remained firmly in control of the action and won via unanimous decision, reclaiming the unified heavyweight titles.
Here we'll get to Joshua. See it at the end of this round. 2 good right hands there.
Bermane Stiverne versus Chris Arreola, May 2014.
Stiverne, 1 year, 1 month.
Stiverne stops Chris Arreola in an explosive fight in Los Angeles, California.
Arreola comes in first.
Stiverne was the harder puncher in the opening rounds, and he wobbles Arreola with wild right-hand jabs.
Turning over that left hand, looking for that right uppercut as well. Hand by Arreola as he backs Stiverne up.
They went back and forth, landing shots in many fierce exchanges, but Arreola had Stiverne in trouble multiple times, but he just couldn't drop him.
WBC heavyweight title as they open up.
In the 6th round, Stiverne finally finds home with a clean right hand, and he nails Arreola, who badly wobbles and then falls to the mat with delayed reaction.
Stiverne, 1 year, 1 month.
A swerve of the Haitian slugger, fighter, to win a heavyweight championship.
Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora, November 2014.
This fight really, Chisora.
From the opening moments, Fury also used the southpaw stance for most of the fight.
way we're training. Definitely going to stay focused throughout the whole fight. None of those.
He used those wild jabs to trouble Chisora and stayed on the outside with the longer reach and dominated the battle.
And there's a little bit of a wobble from Chisora. He was off balance.
Chisora failed to land any telling punches due to Fury's crazy particular fighting style. The Gypsy King is victorious after dominating the fight, and Chisora's corner pulls him out at the end of the 10th round.